I believe that everybody has a story, and I'm fascinated to hear them. So come with me as we take a walk down Fascination Street. From the writer of The Alphabet Killer and the company that brought you The Attic and Shattered comes the new terrifying horror film, #Screamers.
Homepage?
Homepage, guys.
Yeah.
Homepage, Chris. We need homepage from you.
In a state of shock.
Chris, what do you hope is the future of the company?
We are people's first connection when they turn on their computer. That is the ultimate goal.
I want to make Giggler into a billion-dollar company, and we're going to do it. Watch us on the cover of Time magazine. All right, we have a huge video, okay? And we all know this. If we don't capitalize on that video, we're nowhere, okay? So here's what I want to do.
Abby, check out this video, see what you can find, okay? Griffin,
Find out who's making these things.
we are supposed to not be able to track you. But the truth is, we can track you.
This is Tom Brennan from Giggler.com. Were you the person responsible for making the videos that were submitted to us?
How did you get this number?
Don't you know?
In this first screamer that we got, I realized this grave belongs to a Francis Tumulty.
Okay, who is?
Is one of the prime suspects of Jack the Ripper.
No way. I'm looking at the original Screamer video. I'm scrubbing this.
same girl. It says she's been missing for years.
I mean, there are dozens of news articles about the disappearance of this girl. She's
Some guy, this is a prank.
This is for real.
You know, it must be a real girl that's kidnapped by Jack the Ripper. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh my God! Okay, we take this camera, we go up and we confront them. We have an address. Let's go knock on the goddamn door.
Tom, I don't think this is a good idea. We just.
No, man, this is good video.
Tom, it's okay. Come on, guys. What the hell was that?
Tara?
Oh, what the?
Available now on iTunes and VOD everywhere. Hi everybody, this is Steve Owens from Fascination Street Podcast. I really appreciate your listening to the show. I'm having a lot of fun getting to talk to some really fascinating people, and I want to continue doing this, but I need your help. I need you to subscribe and tell people about the show. But the biggest thing you can do to help me is to rate and review the show on iTunes or wherever you listen through. As a special thank you, anyone who rates and or reviews the show, send me a screenshot as proof and I will mail you a set of 3 pair of silk cufflinks courtesy of my friends at Menlo House. You can send it via Twitter to @FascinationSTPD, via Instagram to FascinationStreetPod, or email me at FascinationStreetPod@gmail.com. I really appreciate all of you for listening and for helping. Thank you so much. Now let's get to this week's guest. Welcome back, guys. This week, it's going to be a 2-part episode with ex-NFL first-round draft pick Jarrod Bunch. This episode is part 1, where we talk about him growing up in a tiny town in Ohio. We talk about draft day for the NFL, his spectacular NFL rookie season in 1991, and we talk about him being a competitive weightlifter when he was in high school. I really liked Jarrod. He was a lot of fun to talk to, and he was super generous with his time. This was recorded in a restaurant. I got rid of as much as I could, but there is still some underlying background noise. Enjoy, guys. This is Jarrod Bunch, Part 1.
Yeah, talk to me, yeah.
Mr. Bunch. Yeah. I just want to say this on the record. Thank you again so much for your time. You are a super generous and kind individual. I really appreciate it.
That's good, man. It's always, it's good. I'm happy to do it. It's no skin off my back. Come on.
Cool. Well, first, is it Jarrod or Jarrod?
It's Jarrod.
Jarrod. Okay, cool.
But why, when you ask that question, because
I'm sure you get a lot.
For so many years, people called me Gerard, and it started with Bo Schembechler.
It started with who?
Bo Schembechler.
Really?
Yeah, my coach in college. He called me Gerard. He's Gerard.
And you were just like,
for the
yes, sir.
all 4 years. Yeah, no, all 4 years. And then he just, I correct him, and then after a while I was like, whatever. Then I guess when he would go talk before games,
Yeah.
so that some of the commentators would think it was
Oh,
Jarrod.
really?
Yep.
They were like, well, if the coach is saying it, it must be that way.
Yeah.
That's funny. So where are you from, man?
I'm from Ashtabula, Ohio.
Where in the heck is that?
Ashtabula, Ohio is northeast Ohio, about 45 minutes east of Cleveland, 45 minutes west of Erie, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah, so right in the middle. Right on Lake Erie, it's snow belt.
Really?
Yeah.
So my wife builds psychiatric hospitals all over the country, and I think it was 2 years ago she built one in Cleveland. So I got to hang out there a little bit, and I've been to Cleveland and Columbus and Cincinnati. But when I saw that you were from, say it again,
Ashtabula.
I was like, I don't even know where that is.
Ashtabula's not in the same. Ashtabula's a town, a small town.
So are you the only professional athlete to come out of that town?
Professional athlete, yes, I believe so. I know I'm the only player to ever be to ever get a full scholarship.
Oh, cool.
To, you know.
So how long were you playing in Pee Wee and all that stuff?
I started there 8 years old, Little League, what they called it midget league football.
Midget, right.
Yep. Played there from 8 to 12, then played my junior high and high school there.
So you started playing midget?
Started playing Little League, midget football, and growing up, I wasn't the one that wanted to play professional football.
Really? Who was it? Was it your dad or what?
My dad watched football on Sundays, and he was like, "You got tired of watching football." We come home from church and it's football on the whole day, and we was like, "Ugh." My brother would watch it too. I was like, I didn't really care. I still to this day, I don't have any favorite teams.
Really?
Yeah. I enjoy the Giants because I play with them. I enjoy the Raiders because I play with them. I spend more time doing things with the Giants because I spend more time there. But I don't have any preference of any teams. In college, I didn't care about,
Where did you go to college?
University of Michigan.
Full ride.
Full ride to University of Michigan.
Now, Michigan, is that where Brady went?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, Brady was there. I graduated a few years before he got there. People say, from Ohio, why would you go? How'd they let you get away?
Yeah, how did OSU or whatever not pick you up?
And the fact was, my high school was not a football, my town period is not a football town. And my high school was terrible. When I was in 8th grade, my brother was in the 10th grade. They won the first game in 5 years.
Really?
They
were that bad?
They were that bad. Won their first game in 5 years.
So 4 years, they didn't win any
0-10. Every year, 0-10. And they won the first game.
That's got to be pretty exciting to join that team.
Yeah. And then that year, I think they ended up winning 3 or 4 games. And then freshman year, I didn't play varsity. I was a freshman team. Sophomore year, we won 6 games, and I started both ways as a sophomore. And
back then, you could go both ways, right?
Yeah.
They don't really. I don't think they do that too much anymore. Maybe in a small town.
Well, small town, you don't have enough. Yeah, you do. They do. I mean, you have enough players, but it's who's the best. Period. Who's the best player that can play? Period. Who's going to give you a chance to win? And actually, I was second team as a sophomore, second team all county and all city. So as a running back, so I was good. And then junior year we won 6 games, and then my senior year we won 2.
Okay, so based on that record, why would the scouts even come look at you?
Right, so here is what it all was about. I used to lift weights competitively.
What? You don't look... Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
I lifted weights competitively, and I started as a freshman. I used to do bench press competition.
What'd you bench?
Well, what was the key is, my freshman year, I went to around Ashtabula, I was pretty strong.
Sure.
I had a workout partner who did... But I thought I was strong. So
were you just working out at school, or was there a gym?
I worked out at the YMCA.
Okay.
And I had a guy who went on to college, and he actually had tryouts with the pros. He was a trainer. He trained me. His name was Kaiser Holman. His father trained him, and he trained his brothers. They're great trainers and stayed in shape. And that's how I learned how to train.
That's important for somebody to show you how to train. That's got to be really, really important.
It was the most important thing that happened. The way he trained, the things that he trained, the things that he taught me was like, you have to train every day. And if you don't, I remember one of the things he used to say is like, if you don't do it every day, it's like you got to have it so important to you that's like that the devil will get you or something. You have to make it really important that you do it every day. You can't miss. That's what got me started.
So he instilled that priority.
And he lived behind some, like with some woods. So he did a lot of natural stuff, pull-ups, push-ups. He had me running up the hill and doing all kinds of stuff.
A lot of no equipment stuff.
No equipment stuff. And if the equipment that he did have, he made.
Oh, cool.
So we used to do a lot of pull-ups on the tree.
Sure.
With ropes and all that stuff. And then his son started training me at the YMCA. I thought I was strong. Went to this bench press competition. And in Ashtabula, it would be okay. When I went out of Ashtabula, went to Warren. I remember Warren Harding bench press competition.
The Warren Harding bench press competition.
Raiders bench press competition. And man, I didn't even place. All weight limit, weight limit category.
Weight class?
In my weight class, didn't even place.
Really?
Didn't even place. And I remember.
Was there a lot of people?
It was, when I say a lot, maybe, 100, you know what I mean? Maybe.
Okay.
Or maybe a little bit more than 100. But the fact that when we were standing in the line to weigh in and everything else, when we hear guys who have been there before talking, it was just me and my training partner. And other teams were bringing their whole football team, their whole wrestling team, the other schools.
Because everybody on their team was
training
just built.
And it was just me and another guy from Ashtabula. And they did well. And
well, cheers, man.
Yes. Boom. Cheers. There you go. And they were talking about how much weight they were lifting in the line. And we thought, oh, they're just...
Yeah, they got to be pulling our legs.
Yeah, they're trying to psych us out, No, they weren't.
Oh, really?
They weren't. I didn't even place. But after that competition, when I went back to train, it changed my whole training.
So a lot of people who would have gone through that would have said, well, then I'm just quitting. How come you didn't quit?
Because I saw it as Ashtabula is this small town that's like a little barrel, and there's so much more outside the barrel. If you think that this barrel was it, and that's why I had to say my goal, period, was to get out of Ashtabula. And I was going to get a scholarship. That was my goal, period.
So if you wouldn't have gotten a scholarship,
there wasn't I was getting a scholarship, period. Even though it had never happened, I was getting a scholarship, period. That was it, period. I was getting a scholarship. Even when I would talk to people and they were like, oh yeah, you're okay. Now I want you to listen to this. This is something here. As a running back, in my entire career, from midget league, junior high, high school, college, or pro, and I was drafted in the first round. I was the third running back taken. I never rushed for 1,000 yards in 1 year.
Never?
Never.
Wow.
Isn't that something? I never rushed for 1,000.
And you were the Giants MVP of the year.
I was
right?
offensive player of the year. Yeah. Never rushed for in one season. Rushed for 1,000. But what it was for me, if you needed 5 yards, I'm gonna get you 5 yards, 6 yards or more. If you needed 2 yards, I'm gonna get you 5 yards, 6 yards or more. If you needed 30 yards, I'm gonna get you 5 yards. You understand? You understand? Awesome. It was like I was consistent. I mean, the second year in the Giants, I was second in the league in yards per carry from the fullback position. I never lined up as a tailback, always from the fullback position. Every time I would break a long one or whatever every once in a while, but it was after a hit. You know what I mean? It was after a couple bang, 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 like a pinball machine, and break it off. But
were you the guy that once, like from the first touch, you would still get some more yards? Would you be dragging players?
Right. Yeah.
Good job, man.
That was it. But a
workhorse.
And it came from lifting weights all the time. So that was my thing. Getting back to how did a person from Ashtabula with that record get noticed? When I went to those weightlifting competitions, and then after that first one where I didn't win, after that, I won them all. I went back my senior year for that same one. I won every year. And the next time I got third, and then I got second. Then the last year I won it.
You won?
I won it, yeah.
So the first year, you didn't place?
Didn't even place. But my goal was I'm coming back every year that I can for this to win this thing. And that's what I ended up winning it the last year. But
so what was it a trophy that you won?
You win a trophy, yeah. It's first, second, or third.
Have it?
It's first, yeah, at home, and that's still have all of mine.
Is it at your parents' house?
Yes, still have all of them.
That's awesome.
It was so inspirational when you go outside of the town that you live in and you do some stuff that now it's not just your town that knows about it; it's other people know about it. And I set a world record in deadlift at 16 years old. This is my junior year.
Now, deadlift is when it's on the ground and you're squatting and you pick it up?
Yes. No. Just deadlift.
Just picking up.
Just pick it up. Stand all the way up with it.
Okay.
At 16 years old, 198 pounds, I did 600.
I'm sorry, 600 pounds?
Yes, 600 pounds.
You lifted 600
3 times I
pounds.
weighed. I did 600 pounds at 16. I was 16 years old.
What a beast. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
So, so was it hard for your parents to find clothes that would fit your hulking ass?
I was in shape. Clearly, I had like 7, 8, 9% body fat. That's it, or less. 9% is.
I think I saw you on a TV show. You were green and you would bust out of your pants and your clothes and stuff. Man, that sounds huge.
That was on around that time. Yeah, around that time that was on. But yeah, at that time, that's why all these schools heard of me.
Because of the weightlifting aspect.
Every time I was winning all of them. Remember, all of the other schools that were coming were bringing their whole teams.
Right.
I was coming by myself, and I was beating all of them.
Whooping their ass.
And then the other aspect was, come track time, I was winning the 100.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I would win the 100. I would win the shot put. I would win the pole vault.
The pole vault?
Pole vault.
Wait, that's the one where you you lift yourself up over the thing onto the.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I set the school as a sophomore. I set the school record at pole vault. I did 13.6.
13 feet.
13 feet 6 inches as a sophomore. And then as a junior, I started getting too heavy. I was too heavy.
Yeah, because you were
I was over 200.
Hulk.
I was over that. It was like 200, right? Close to 200. And I tore a muscle in my thigh.
So this is in high school?
This was the junior year.
Okay.
Junior year.
Tore a muscle in your thigh?
Yeah. So, but I still ran track through it. I did it running, but I still did.
So you tore it running?
And so
Hey, hold on. If you're running so fast that your body is just breaking, oh my gosh.
Tore the muscle. Still, look, you still see, it's still the dentist right here.
Really?
It's right there, yeah. It's right there. See, right there.
That's crazy.
Still there. So I only did it my junior and senior year. I only did the pole vault when we needed the points.
Oh, you were the closer.
Yeah. So
I don't know if we're gonna. Hey,
yeah.
Hey, Jarrod, the Jarrod.
Yeah. So I would run the 100 or run a 400 relay, shot put, discus. I went to state in the discus, throwing the discus.
Oh my gosh!
And I set the school record in
Hold on a second. You were shot put, pole vault, and discus. Hey, did you throw the javelin too?
And 100. We didn't have javelin in Ohio.
I can't believe they had that other stuff in Ohio.
Yeah.
Why didn't you go to the Olympics?
Right.
Did you try out?
No. But they talked to me and was like, not necessarily the Olympics, but they wanted me to do the decathlon. And the only reason why I didn't is because my knee was hurting.
Oh my gosh. So first your thigh, then your knee?
The thigh, same one when I would do the high jump.
I would imagine.
Yeah, so I was like, no, I don't. And then it was causing more problems, you know? And
yeah, because all the other parts are trying to make up for that part that's like it's a weak link.
And at that point, the colleges were coming. I was getting, then I had signed to go to Michigan, and they were like, don't mess it up.
Your team just barely above 500. They're winning 60% of their games.
Who?
Your high school football team. You just said you'd win.
No, 1 year we did. 1 year, no.
You're like, no, you're giving us too much credit.
1 year we won 6 games. Before that we won 4, and then my senior year we won 2.
Okay, so your football team is horrible.
Horrible.
But you're a badass weightlifter, discus thrower, shot put thrower, pole vaulter, and track guy.
And 100-meter runner, yeah.
So word got out.
Yes, sir. This big guy, strong, is running fast. He's big, strong, fast. He played every position on defense. I played nose guard.
Every position.
I played nose guard. I played defensive end. I played inside linebacker. I played defensive back. I played every position.
On defense?
On defense.
And on offense, you were just a fullback?
No fullback. Running back.
Just straight running back.
Straight running back, yeah.
How tired were you after those games?
Because
you played all day, man,
and then
the whole game.
I broke my wrist in the 7th game.
Which one?
This left one.
The 7th game?
Yeah. So I didn't play the last 2 games.
And what year was that?
That was my senior year.
Well, you only won 2. Why go out there and hurt yourself some more?
If I could, back in the,
I bet you if y'all had like 8 wins, you would have been like, no, coach, I'm going to play.
I would have played. And here's the thing is, when I broke it in the game, going for a fumble or going for a ball,
Were you on defense?
Offense.
Offense.
And I fell down and the guy fell on my elbow. I knew it was broke sooner or later.
Really? Did you
And I
feel
just
it or
walked
hear
in.
it or both?
Oh, and I felt it. Knew it. I
Hey,
come off.
I'll delete this part. Did you cry?
No, no. I just knew. I knew it was something. I knew it. I came off. The game was only had like three minutes left, and it was homecoming. And I went to the next day. You know, her hands swole up. Everything swole up. I went to the homecoming dance with my girlfriend at the time, and her mother was a nurse's assistant.
Okay.
And then when we came back from the dance, I asked her, I said, "Can you look
Wait,
at my
hold
hand?"
on. You didn't go to the doctor?
No.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Okay, so nowadays that would be child abuse, and everybody would have gotten in trouble.
Listen, I told my mother and her father. And,
well, your dad was watching football, so he was just ignoring you.
When I went home and it was showing him, and it was like but then
was it all swole up real big?
Man, you always hurt after a game, right?
Oh,
so the next day, I thought it was a little bit stiff and stuff. And then that night, went up to our homecoming dance. And when I was taking my girlfriend home, I went to her mom and I said, "Listen, my whole hand is swollen up now." And she just looked at her. She said, "That's broke."
Really?
Yeah. She's like, "That's broken. Go to the hospital right now." I went to the hospital, took the X-ray, and it's just right across.
Just
right across. You can see. You show the X-ray. You can see right there, crack right there, boom, crack straight through, broke right through. Right across. The wrist right there. And then they put a cast on right there.
Just a cast?
Yeah.
There was no surgery. It was just a cast.
And it was only 3 weeks.
Really? It's because you were the Incredible Hulk.
Young.
That's why.
Young.
Because you had, 7-8% body fat. You were the Incredible Hulk. You were a powerhouse. That's why. Your body was running on everything. That's awesome. Yeah. Young. Well, that helps.
Yeah. Yeah. When I took
something now, dude. See what happens.
When they took the cast off and took off, I was like, and they were like, "Oh yes, it's fixed." Because as soon as they took the cast off, I went,
and they were like, "All right, well, we're all good
here." Yeah. And then the next spring, when I went to Michigan, I broke this hand. I broke the hand.
Really? Right across the hand?
Yeah, I broke the hand.
Wow.
Right. You can see it's bigger. It's a little bit bigger and harder than another one. But same time.
Kind of the same play?
No, this time I was running with the ball and the guy helmet hit me right there.
Oh.
I didn't come out the game on that one.
Did you drop the ball?
Nope. Didn't drop the ball. Didn't come out. Then inside afterwards, I told him, after the game, I was like, "Hey, trainers." I said, look, I told him, watch. Every time I move my hand left, watch this move.
Ooh, really? It was like that?
Yeah. I kept doing this and just kept going, wow.
It's like a foot moving under the covers.
Yeah. Then he says, "Oh, that's broke." I'm like, "You think that's broke?" I said, I played the whole time. He's like, "No, I think that's broken."
Another cast, another 3 weeks.
Yep. Michigan was something. It was good. Good choice.
So 4 years at Michigan?
5.
5.
I redshirted my freshman year. Redshirt really just means that you don't play in a game, but we did everything else.
So that just means with your full contact practice, or
you are the dummy. Yeah, full contact. You the dummy, and you go through everything. We actually went to Hawaii that year, my freshman year, and myself and another freshman. We're only 2 freshmen that made the traveling team.
Really?
To Hawaii, yeah.
How cool was that? Coming from Asheville.
Exactly.
You went to Hawaii.
The next year.
Were you just like, this is the most amazing thing ever?
No.
Really?
No. I was happy, but
you were just like,
It's good. No, because remember when I saw it all went back to that first meet, that first bench press competition that I went to, where I saw so many people that were doing things that I didn't know
existed,
right? From that experience, I never underestimated what I didn't see.
That was literally like an eye-opening experience for you. You just opened your eyes to everything.
You have no idea. When we were there, we thought we were we thought we were.
You could say whatever you want.
Yeah. You know what I mean? In Asheville, we were the guys that lifted weights all the time. And, those guys were strong, whatever. When we walked in that competition my freshman year, we were nothing. And this was just 45 minutes away from Asheville.
45 minutes away and you're nothing. That's a pretty tight circle. For that to have been the event that opened your eyes and it was so close.
So close.
And then there was so much else.
There's so much else. Right. There's so much else.
Wow.
So I never underestimated the outside, what I see on a daily basis.
Really?
So much more. And that's why I try to do my football camp in Asheville. I do it.
Wait, you hold a camp?
I do a football camp.
For kids?
Yep. I started it in 91, my rookie year. 92. My rookie season was 91, and then in 92 I started it.
Hometown boy makes good.
I had to stop it after I stopped playing.
Why?
I wasn't getting the participation that I was hoping. Yeah, hometown makes good, right? Hometown makes good.
Sure.
But they wanted me to pay for everything. They wanted me to do, they wanted me to put up money to do it. I should have been doing this. I should have been doing that. Like,
really?
Yeah.
That seems a little bit disrespectful.
Hey, look, the way I saw it, it made no sense to me. It made absolutely no sense to me why I didn't have so much more participation. First, what I started doing was a 3-day camp, and I was asking for $40, just $40, because I wanted to bring some of my players. The first couple of years, I brought some of the other NFL players in, put them up in Asheville.
Right, and that ain't their hometown.
Come on.
So you can't really ask them to give all that time for free. I mean, you were doing it because you love the town. Yeah. That's your place, but they don't give a shit about Asheville.
Man, it was, I didn't get the participation from the people, and they thought that the word got back to me that it should have been free.
So is that a pretty poor town?
It's not a wealthy town for sure. It is probably not it needs help.
Okay.
It did very well in the 70s because it's on Lake Erie and a lot of factories are there.
So it's a hardcore blue-collar town. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you get to go back very often?
My mother still lived there. My father passed away when I was still in college. I started the camp back up 3 years ago. I haven't again this year, but this year, I don't know if I'm going to do it in Asheville. It will be
somewhere.
Yeah, probably in the next town over.
Gotcha.
I'm going to do it again. The camp will be there, but it's just a little bit of changes. It's been eye-opening. I could have done some things differently, but I was young, man, and the way that I saw things coming towards me, it rubbed me the wrong way, and I didn't want to be dealing with, certain things. It is what it is.
Okay, so let's talk about when you got drafted. Let's talk about draft night. Or draft
day.
Draft day.
Yep.
So where does that take place?
In Asheville, at my mother's old house, the house I grew up in.
Was there a camera crew there?
Yes, there
was.
There was.
So it was a
local Erie News.
Okay.
They came, but it was good.
So everybody's watching TV just waiting.
And it was the longest first round in history. That was back then.
Do you remember what number? I'm sure you do. What
number 27. I was
27 in the first round.
I was the last pick of the first round, number 27 by the New York Giants. In the newspaper, USA Today, New York Times, whatever, came out, and they come out with the predictions of who's going to go where. And in that paper on that morning, it had me going number 19 to the Washington Redskins. So obviously, I'm thinking, oh shoot, if they know something I don't know, I'm going to Washington.
So did you even know you would go in the first round?
I knew that I was going anywhere from, I was the number 1 fullback, and I was like the number 3 or 4 running back, period.
So you kind of knew that going in. Yeah. So it wasn't like you were surprised you were even going to get drafted. You kind of knew you were going to go.
I knew I was going to be the first fullback taken. I knew that. Some teams had me as a running back. And the question was, would one of those teams that needed a running back take me first? And I didn't care. Whoever wanted to take me first, that's where I wanted to go.
Well, shit, you play every position.
right, yeah. So when Washington pick came, and it wasn't me. And then there was also talk that Miami Dolphins were going to take.
So once that 19th pick happened, and it wasn't you, because I'm sure they geared up the camera and everybody was ready.
Oh, they geared up on every pick.
Once 19 came and went, were you just like, uh-oh?
Oh, yeah. But see, the thing back then is like, I didn't get any phone calls. And usually you get a phone call. Back then, that's what they always say. Somebody will call you, say, we're thinking about taking you here. Then they'll talk to you before.
Like, hey, if we pick you, are you going to play for us? Like, do you want to come here?
Something like that. They would always get a phone call. So I was waiting for the phone call. And if the pick started coming up to the podium before I got a phone call,
then you knew it wasn't you.
You knew it wasn't me. So Washington came, then Miami came, then the Green Bay Packers. That was another one they were thinking about.
This was 91. So what was that, like Favre's first year or second year or something?
No, Favre came out same draft.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, same draft.
Oh my gosh.
And I really didn't want to go to Green Bay though. They were terrible then. This is when they were terrible. Right. They were awful.
They were not good.
Yeah, and so it was like you're going to a cold place and the team is terrible. But I wouldn't tell nobody that. But
and it might not matter as much now as it did then. I'm pretty sure that's an all-white town.
Oh, come on. Come on, man.
Except for the players, everybody's white.
There was nothing to do there. And so that's the way everybody pictured it, right? I mean, that didn't live there. I'm sure it's different.
That's how I picture
right?
it now.
You're right. But I didn't want, it reminded me of Ashtabula.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because it's so small?
And cold. Cold, and it's really cold and blue collar.
You're like, no, I did my time.
I wanted to go somewhere warm, man.
But instead you went to New York.
Look, but I didn't care. Whoever wanted to take me first.
Because remember, your ultimate goal was to get out of Ashtabula.
That's right. That's right. And whoever wanted to take me first, I was going. But when it came to Green Bay, it was like Ashtabula North. That's
yeah, that's pretty funny. That's right.
That's what, So when they picked, and it wasn't me, then the last pick comes in. New York Giants come in.
So
and the phone didn't ring.
The phone didn't? I was going to ask.
And the phone didn't ring.
So it did not ring.
So I was like, who has the first? Well, here's the thing. Denver Broncos had the first pick in the second round.
Okay.
And the talk was that the Denver Broncos were going to take.
Was that Elway at the time?
Yeah, but it was Dan Reeves. So other places had me going to Denver. So I was like, all right, who's got the first pick in the second round? And they said with the final pick, the New York Giants select Jarrod Bunch, running back, University of
at least
Michigan.
I said your name right.
Yeah, and he said it right too. He said
awesome.
it right too. And man, it was just like, the whole
it was the whole town at your house.
A lot of people there.
I'm sure there was a lot of people.
A lot of people there, but it went crazy. And I was like, shoot. And then the phone rang.
That's kind of funny.
then they called. Then Parcells called and said,
Bill did? He called himself?
Yep.
He was like, hey, buddy. Hi, I'm Bill.
Yeah, we took we're looking forward to it, blah, blah, blah. One thing I almost messed up right from the beginning, too, is because there were so many people talking about what position I was going to play, either running back or fullback. I knew that I could play running back because I was underutilized at Michigan. Even though I averaged 5 yards a carry, but I would only get not too many carries a game, and that's why I had to make it count. I wasn't getting
not a lot of touches.
I was not getting all of them had to count. And if I got close to the goal line, I wasn't getting the ball. They were using me as the ram to block, and the guy was coming right behind me.
You were leading. You were making a hole.
You were making a hole. Period.
So you played a whole season your rookie year.
The whole season rookie year. New York, man, they just won the Super Bowl, and they drafted Rodney Hampton the year before me, running back, first round. And Joe Morris had led the league in rushing, right? And they win. Joe Morris didn't come back. Rodney took over.
He didn't come back?
No, after they won that, no. Rodney took over.
Why didn't he come back?
His contract was up and they didn't sign him.
Really?
They had Rodney.
Did he go somewhere else?
He
must have, right? I mean, if he was that good, he must have gone
somewhere. He was good, but I don't know, he got hurt or something.
Okay.
He got hurt. That's what it was. He got hurt. Because he didn't play in the Super Bowl.
He got him there, but then he couldn't play?
Well, they had O.J. Anderson was the MVP of the Super Bowl.
Right.
They had O.J., they had Rodney, they had Joe.
That's
all of
them.
All of them was producing.
So why they even pick you?
It's a fullback.
Oh, okay.
They picked and they picked me to play fullback.
Gotcha.
And it worked because even though that first year I didn't, and they still had another fullback that Maurice Carthon, who played the whole time, never ran the ball. They never gave him fullback the ball. Maurice was literally a guard in the backfield.
Really?
Didn't throw him the ball. Didn't hand off the ball to him. He was a guard. He was a really good blocker though. Really good blocker. And for the first year, I special team. Because literally, that's all he did was it was a lineman in the backfield. They put me in every once in a while to do set up some passing drills. And so what happened is against the Dallas Cowboys, threw a pass to me.
So would this have been Aikman?
Yes.
Right around there?
Yeah. But they didn't win. The Washington won.
Okay.
But second time I caught a pass, running, guy strips the ball from me, picks up and runs the other way for a touchdown.
Your second carry.
Second catch.
Your second catch. Oh my gosh. How did that feel?
Oh man. It was only like the third.
You're like, I'm back at that weightlifting competition, that first one.
Oh my gosh. Because it was like the second or third game and that happened, and the way I handled it, because I had so much New York people thinking that, you should be playing or whatever, right? It's not my call.
It ain't your choice,
Right?
Yeah.
And the fullback at that time was just a lineman. So, and Maurice was a good blocker. So they didn't use me all the time, especially to run the ball. They ain't never, right? But then second time I catch it and I fumble, and that happens. And so
you're going to the freezer
oh
now.
my God, right? And so when the reporters asked me after that game, how did you feel? How do you feel?
So is it a part of your contract that you have to talk to reporters?
Yeah, everybody.
Is it like an hour or something?
No.
Or what is it? It's just...
You have to be available for press.
Okay.
And after the game, they came and they started talking and asking me and stuff. And I said the wrong thing. I was young, man. I didn't know what the hell. And I was like, I'm a professional. They're a professional. They made a good play. It just made it like that. Like, right?
We both have jobs to do.
Right.
They did their job.
That's the wrong attitude, though.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's like you don't care.
Did Bill come knocking on your door?
No, remember, it was Ray Hanley.
Oh.
And they ran with that. Press ran with that, that didn't care. And then Hanley, he didn't like the fact that he had every right. I mean, I shouldn't have been just so flippant of.
But so you're a kid. Was there anybody who was in charge of sort of coaching you up on the media? So you're just some kid from some small town nobody's ever heard of, and they just unleashed the media on you with no.
New York, and here's in New York, man.
Wow.
New York media is rough. And like you said, you're a kid from a small town that don't know, and I didn't know, and I said whatever,
I mean, your town was so small that another town had to come over for draft night.
Yeah.
That seems like a mismanagement of assets.
Yeah, but
I mean, it was what it was, right?
Yeah, learned. I mean, definitely.
Did you learn?
Yeah, I wish it changed the course of our entire career.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't know that till afterwards. At the end of the year, you have a meeting with your coaches and all that before whatever. And it was coming down to the end of the year. And I wasn't playing.
When you got drafted, was that a 1-year contract? Like, how does that work?
I signed a 3-year contract.
So it's a 3-year contract?
Yeah.
Okay.
3 1-year contract. Whatever. You sign a 5-year, whatever.
It's all based on...
It's on when you have to make the team each year.
Okay. So it's like, hey, we'll keep you for 5 years, provided that you make the team every year.
Yes. Provided you make the team. If you do, this is the amount of money that we'll pay you if you make it all through the year. But we can cut you at any time. That's why nowadays you hear all these.
So back then, was it like a per game? It was it a per game thing? Like, so let's say they signed
per day thing.
Really?
Yeah, per day. If you played that week, you played that game, you get paid for that game. If you practice that week and they cut you before the game, you don't get paid for that game.
For real?
Yeah. But that's the way it was before. Now it's.
But if you don't play, you still get paid.
You don't. Yeah.
Like even if you don't use you, they don't call your number.
No. If you are on the roster for that game, you get paid for that game. Okay. So that you don't have to be on the active roster. Because there's only 53 allowed to be on the active roster, but there might be 60 guys. You're on the roster still.
And so would you get paid the same amount if you were a starter or if you were number 60?
You get paid your contract.
Okay.
That's it. That was in the early 90s. Now they have minimums for veterans. If you played so many years, you're a veteran for so many years. If you're on the roster the first game of the year, then they have to pay you for the whole year.
That sounds familiar just because of Tim Duncan. Like, I think in the NBA, it's like after 11 years, your minimum is $1 million. I think that's what it is in the NBA. I'm not sure. That number might be old. So that helps me be a little familiar.
They started doing that.
Good. Is that a players' union negotiation?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about your injury. We don't have to talk too much about it because I don't want to be too graphic.
No, the injury.
So do you remember who hurt you?
Yeah. It was a guy. He didn't make the team. It was in camp. Yeah. Right.
Thanks, asshole.
Right. I remember. His brother. His last name was Jeff Cole, and his brother played for the Dallas Cowboys.
Jim?
Jeff Cole. Remember him?
I do.
He played for Dallas Cowboys, right?
I believe he did.
Yeah. Well, it was his brother.
So have you ever seen him since?
I talked to him on. I remind him on Facebook or LinkedIn when I see him. Really? I remind him. Yeah.
So I was gonna ask, like, what was the first thing you said to that dude? I wasn't gonna ask if he walked in right now. What would you say?
No, he was trying to make the team. That's all. He was trying to make the team. It
But
was
weren't you
scrimmage.
like, wasn't
But
it
listen,
like a don't hit me
Here-
practice?
Here's the thing. No. One thing that Dan Reeves did is when we did scrimmages, first team.
Oh, and
he
that
did
was unique to him.
very, very unique.
He was a full contact scrimmage guy.
Yep.
He was like, everything's the same. Act like you're playing a game.
Right. So it would always be one offense against two defense, then one defense against two offense.
Right.
So he's like, oh, full tackle. Whereas with everybody else, it's always
Flag football almost.
hit, no tackle, no taking down, stay off the legs. It was the first scrimmage. I heard two pop. Pop, pop. Oh, gosh. I tried to get up, and then when we watched it on film, it just kept rewinding it.
Is it hard for you to watch football now?
It used to be.
Okay.
It used to be. It wasn't fun. Because all I'm looking is like, everything I'm jumping. I'm
Yeah, and
picking
not
up.
just you. Like, if you're
Yeah.
watching somebody else, you're like, oh, be careful.
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
Sort of like probably your mom was when she was watching you play
Yeah.
football.
My mother, she was tough. She'll watch. She like, you be all right. She's just like, you be all right, yeah. Anytime I got hurt, she was like, you sir, okay.
Walk it off.
Yep.
Okay, so that injury, for all intents and purposes, that injury ended your career.
Yeah, it
Because you
changed.
kind of never got back up to full
Never,
speed, right?
Yeah, never got back. It
So,
changed.
so from there you went to Oakland.
Yeah, so what happened was,
Was it Oakland at the time?
no, it was LA.
It was LA.
And what happened
So
was,
have you never moved since then?
No, I moved back to, I still had a house in New York.
Oh, okay.
So when I came out here, it just worked out that way. I was dating a girl who lived out here. And so I was back and forth all the time anyway. And then after, which that's probably another part, I probably wasn't as focused. I wasn't as
Get
focused,
right on out of town.
as focused as I should have been.
Are you telling me that
I'm
a
telling you.
professional athlete such as yourself,
Wasn't
a young
focused.
man in the prime of his life, was distracted by a young lady?
Distracted. Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah. And that had a lot to do with it.
So you played for LA.
Played for LA. Actually, before I played for LA, I came out here and got surgery instead of having the Giants do it.
Why?
Because I injured it in camp. I was out for like 4 weeks and then started playing with an injury. I got sick, got pneumonia,
That makes
got
sense.
whooping cough, and that put
Right,
me out.
because you're laid up.
It
and your
put me
body's
out for
not used
another,
to that.
put me out for another 3 weeks. So in total, it was like 7-8 weeks I was out. But because I was sick, it helped the fact that my knee, right?
Right.
So then,
Yeah, because you couldn't be on it.
couldn't be right. And then when I came back and started playing again, the knee was not 100%, but it was enough where I could play. But I didn't get surgery, and they said you didn't need surgery. With I tore my MCL and I tore a muscle called the retinaculum that holds your kneecap in place, and it hurt.
Was it that one?
Yeah, it hurt, but I could get away with it.
You could manage.
I can manage. And put in the fact that I wasn't, the year before, my second year, when I was the offensive player of the year for Giants and I was second in yards per carry in the league, I wasn't getting those same touches now.
Now, is it because you were skeptical or because they were?
No, they were.
They were like, I don't know if this dude's ready yet.
This would happen. I fumbled. I was when I played when I had pneumonia.
Really?
Yeah, or the whooping cough.
The whooping cough.
And I fumbled twice in that game. And from that game, then they lost all confidence. You know what I mean? Like, it's scared. Even though I was after that game.
Did they know that you had whooping cough?
No. I didn't know either. You know, I didn't know
Right.
what was wrong. They didn't know what was wrong.
You were like, I'm not feeling quite right,
Yeah.
but let's do this.
Yeah,
And they were
I
like, what is going on with that dude?
Yes. And we had a bye
Was this
week.
Dan Reeves at the time?
Yes.
Okay.
After that game, we had a bye week, and then when I came back, it was a full blow, man.
Really?
I tried, like, the first practice that we came back, I came back and tried to running a lap for warm up with everybody, and I fell out.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't breathe and everything else, and I was like, okay, and they thought, well, maybe it's because you didn't work out during your off.
I bet they were like, what in the hell is
Nobody
going on
knew.
with this
No,
guy?
right. Then the second thing we did, we were playing Buffalo that week. I went out for the warm-ups, and I tried to run around, and as soon as I ran around, I had another attack.
Really?
Yep, fell out right on the field.
So is this like an asthma attack
Yeah,
kind of thing?
like, yes, it's like an asthma thing. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't grasp anything to breathe, and I was like trying to hold on to anything, just like couldn't get any air in.
It feels like you're suffocating.
It just
I have
everything.
asthma, so I
It just
got you.
closed dosed up. I'm just trying to.
With all that output of energy, you need a lot of oxygen. You get none.
So I ended up not dressing for that game. It made me inactive, and went and started getting all kinds of tests and everything. And then they found some fluid in my lungs. And
Familiar with that?
Yeah. So they diagnosed me with pneumonia. So they said, just stay home. So for 4 weeks, I just stayed at home. All the time I'm talking to my mom, telling her what's going on. And then finally she comes up.
She's like, walk it off.
She comes in. I get her attack while she's there. And she's like, you just got whooping cough.
Really?
They give me a test.
So all these doctors, all these tests.
All these doctors, all these
and
tests.
it was your small town mom was like,
you got whooping cough. You got whooping cough. They test me, pertussis is whooping cough.
Pertussis, right, yeah.
They test, yes, you have pertussis.
That is amazing. Oh my gosh. Because your mom, what was her trade? Like, what did she do?
No, my mother was no nurse, nothing. She works in housing.
That is hilarious.
She's
a mother's intuition, man.
Yeah, she's just a housing manager for federal government, man. It's like,
that is hilarious.
You got whooping cough.
All right, guys. I think this episode is long enough. We're going to stop part 1 right there. Come back on Thursday when part 2 comes out, where we're going to finish Jarrod's story. Thanks, guys. What's up, guys? I'm back with this month's Menlo Club promo code. Menlo Club, as you know, is a subscription-based clothing service for men that I've been using for over 2.5 years. Every month, for $60, tax and shipping included, they send you a surprise package. In that package is everything from jeans to t-shirts to short sleeve button-ups, long sleeve button-ups, shorts, socks, belts, swimsuits even workout gear. Did I mention shoes? Every month they pick a couple of those different things and they send them to you, all for $60. But when you sign up, if you use promo code FSP, as in Fascination Street Podcast, you'll get 50% off your first month plus free socks and a free pair of sunglasses for the month of July. How cool is that? Just for putting FSP. Just because you're a listener. So go to menlohouse.com and sign up. Use promo code FSP and you'll be happy you did. Opening music is the song Magnolia from the 2014 album Intransigence, used with permission from Douglas Miles Clark. Closing music is Apollo from the 2001 album Into the Known by the band Sapphire. Thanks for hanging out with us and getting to know a little bit about our guest. We'll see you next time on Fascination Street.